Hello, hello, hello. Oh no, it's doing that thing again. Okay. Didn't work in that one. For some reason. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. I did get something in the mail today, which I'm pretty excited about. T-shirts, but I've never really supported a YouTuber, a small-ish YouTuber, like this before. It's not necessarily merch that I would wear on a day-to-day basis, like how Unisonus or Metallica, Trivium, Slipknot, System of a Down, blah blah blah. But I feel it's nice regardless. This is for a friend. And this is my version of it. I wear an Australian large. This is a large, what I'm wearing right now. So this is more like a pajama shirt. You know, I won't wear this normally out and about. But yeah, I will give this as a gift to a friend. Anyways, let's review the movie I watched last night, then we'll do another review, which I'm very, very excited for. Don't know how I'm gonna do it, but we watched the first one of these three. I don't know how we used to watch these as a kid, because my brother and I used to watch. So either I watch it myself, he watches it himself, and I watch it with him, or we watch it together. Like, because I remember we always like, what movie should we watch? Since every movie we watched have is ones that we've seen already. That's why I always went down to like Transformers, Men in Black, Back to the Future. We never watched Spider-Man together. Maybe once or twice. School of Rock. Like, there's always these movies here and there, and this is one of them. This is like one of the only classics we watched again and again and again. Back to the Future 1 and Back to the Future 2. We rarely watch 3, but we always watch 1 and 2 back to back, because the first movie ends with the beginning scene of the second movie, even though an actor doesn't reprise their role in the sequel, so they had to reshoot the final scene. It's pretty wacky, but this movie is still, it's timeless. Sure, like, we live in 2020, and there was 1985, and they went back in time to 1955, 30 years. I'm like, 30 years? 30 years ago wasn't even 1980s. 40 years ago was 1980s. 40 years ago was 1982. So, plus 30, that's fucking 70 years ago. So it's officially been like nearly been 70 years since the Enchantment Under the Sea dance between Lorraine and George McFly. Sure, there's a major plot hole, is that, so as if Marty's parents don't recognize that one kid, you know, if they remember that night so vividly, why do they remember his face. I don't know. Maybe it's like maybe it's that. Oh, you only know them for less than a week. You won't remember their face yet. I know. I remember faces of people I've only met a handful of times to this very day. You know. Um. Anyways. But everything about this movie, there's nothing in it that it just isn't in it for like randomness. Everything that's in it serves a purpose, you know, referencing it. It's either it's referencing a future event or a future event references it. You know, there's a car going around with the dude becoming mayor again, and we meet him as a younger person in the future. Then Marty says, "Oh, he's gonna become mayor." Um, there's things that Biff says to George at the beginning of the movie. He says when he's in the diner. There's like the flyer talking about the clock tower in the background. I thought that was a weird ass scene, younger, but now realizing it's like that's how they know they're gonna get the 1.21 gigawatts, which is actually it's gigawatts, but who cares? Um, uh, but it's pretty cool, and also the him playing the guitar, which is a really weird ass design at the beginning of the movie. He plays guitar at the end. Like it comes full circle. So many of these things. The only weird part about it is that's the like the paradoxical part about time travel is that at the beginning of the movie, you know, George and Lorraine are like unhappy and blah blah blah, and the mall is called Twin Peaks. Um, then at the end of the movie, George and Lorraine are very very happy. Their kids are thriving, um, and the mall is called Lone Peak. But then again, if past like if it's a certain event where like or it always goes in a loop because we see Marty go back in time to 1955 again and again and again. So like either it should have already occurred. It should already like that's the thing about time travel movies that is always a plot hole because you can't change something and come back, then see your past self do the same thing you're about to do, without nothing changing. You know, it's weird because like why like maybe he since it's kind of a major plot hole, but you can easily look past it. But I can't. Time travel doesn't work like that for me. You can't just change your own life unintentionally like that. But then that major aspect to make you time travel in the first place doesn't change. So when you go back in time, you do the exact same things you do. You get you try to prevent Doc's death, blah blah blah. But then again, if you're used to your parents acting this new way, why are you surprised when I don't know? It's a weird paradox type thing, and don't really want to get into it. But at the end of the day, for a time travel movie released in the 80s that are talking about the past in the 1950s, like the 80s are dated at this point, you know. The 50s, like no one thinks about the 50s in the olden days. People look at the 80s as in like the last, I don't know, fucking like growing up in the 50s, the fuck. Anyways, still a bit weird. But apparently the actor George McFly, he was so nervous to be acting for the first time or something, so that the way we see him talk on screen is how he actually talks because he's that nervous. It's crazy. But it's a very, very good movie. This movie was tainted for me because there was someone in my uni class, or uni course this year that for some reason just gets on my fucking nerves. That's one of his favorite movies, and it was Where's Back to the Future merch, so that movie was tainted in my brain because of him. Because he's that type of person where he doesn't know that people don't like him, and he tries to be friendly with everyone, but he doesn't succeed well. And he just does shit that make like imagine you talking imagine you having a conversation with someone about something pretty private, and another person listens on. The next couple of days, they bring an item in that relates to your situation when they had no right to listen in the first place. It happened, and I didn't really like that. Still a very, very weird fucking person. Anyways, I'm gonna give this a solid 7.5 out of 10. It's not a 7, it's not an average movie, but it's not an amazing movie. However, it is regarded as one of the greatest movies of all time, but I don't really want to put it on this mantle because I've fond memories of the entire trilogy as opposed to the first movie, so I'm kind of rating it together with the rest of them. Sure, this one came out in 85, the next one was 89, and the next one was 1990, but fucking Thursday night. Why are they playing music for? Anyways, that's Back to the Future. Now, let us talk about something that I finished tonight. And it's been a decade in the making. And if I ran for 10 years, I would still have the rest of this season and 2 more to go. But no. We finally finished Arrow. All 8 seasons. I didn't use the discs to watch them all because it's weird. I started Arrow, I watched the first episode of Arrow the day after I finished Lucifer, and I put on Netflix. And I was like, what the fuck do I watch? Because I still wanted to watch something. It was after stream. It was midnight or whatever. I was laying in bed, scrolling around through, it was on PS5 actually. I was like, what the fuck do I watch? Then I saw that Arrow was there. Fuck you. Can you hear that? Yes, you can. It's going up the meter. Yeah, I started this the day after. Okay, let me actually do the proper math. I've done this many times before, but if I go onto okay. It was released September 10th last year. Okay, so September 10th, there was 10 episodes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I started this entire endeavor September 20th, 2021. So that's when I watched Arrow Season 1, Episode 1. And And now, the 22nd of December 2022, a whole year and 3 months afterwards, and 2 days, I have finished the 8 seasons. Sure, you're like, why did it take you so long to watch 8 seasons? Did you watch 1 episode a day? No, I watched 2 a day. But the final season, I watched 1 a day. The first season, I watched 1. The first episode by itself. But no, I'm watching it alongside the entire Arrowverse. So The Flash, onto Supergirl, onto Legends, now Black Lightning, Batwoman, soon onto Stargirl and Superman and Lois. And I also watched Constantine, Vixen, Freedom Fighters, The Ray, and like there was so many things I watched. Sure, there's some days I didn't watch the Arrowverse, but it's taken me this long, and I'm glad it kind of did, because I remember a year ago I got the Arrowverse crossovers, all three of them besides Invasion, so Crisis on Earth X, Elseworlds, and Crisis on Infinite Earths, at JB the day we watched Spider-Man No Way Home. And then we got the Invasion on Amazon, and we got that for our relative to give me that for Christmas, which I was actually pretty excited for. And it's fitting because a year ago I bought them, and a year ago I watched them, and a year goes by and I've already watched them all. Sure, I watched the first 2 crossovers for my second time. Crisis on Earth X is still, oh my fucking god, that's fucking amazing. Every episode is amazing. Elseworlds, the first episode was really cool. Invasion was still pretty good. Crisis on Infinite Earths, it was hyped up to be so cool, but it wasn't as cool as it could have been. Like, single episodes on Flash and Arrow were way better than anything they did in Crisis. But now we're done. The personal highlights for me are definitely the entirety of season 1 and 2, because they're just sick. The first half of season 3, the climb episode with Oliver fighting Slade on that mountain in Nana Parbat, one of the best sequences ever. And apparently, and I kind of realized this, but that's all Stephen Amell. There was no stunt double, it was all him. Because today, before I watched the final episode, I watched the featurette called Hitting the Bullseye, which aired right before, even though it said right after on IMDb, right before the final episode Fade Out, because it was a 2-hour series finale event, and it started with Hitting the Bullseye, then straight into Fade Out, and that's how I think you should watch it, because it's not a normal episode of Arrow. There's barely any, well, there's some fighting, but I'll get into that later. But yeah, season 1 and 2, amazing. The beginning half of season 4, pretty cool. The Damien Dark season 4, pretty lackluster, but it was better than I remembered, pretty well. Season 5, oh my fucking god, that entire thing was amazing. The only annoying thing was Renee, Dinah, and Curtis throughout it. I didn't really like Ricardo Diaz as a character, as a villain. I liked him as a character, but as a villain, and having him throughout season 7 as well was a bit annoying. But so season 5, so highlights for me: first 2 seasons, beginning half of season 3, season 5, the beginning half of season 7, Oliver in jail, oh my fucking god, that was like back to like season 5 type shit. And now the entirety of season 8 was very, very, very good. And I said to myself that season 8 was like, the entire season is just Crisis on Infinite Earths, because it's leading up to Crisis. But then with the Hitting the Bullseye special feature, they said it wasn't that this final episode was the series finale. No, the entire season was the series finale, and that makes way more sense, because every episode that was prior to Crisis had aspects of every season beforehand. Like, I remember the first episode was just season 1, the second episode was season 3, And like, it was just so fucking cool to see every time. And yeah, I'm gonna go into this final episode. Is that it's just a little bit longer than the average Arrowverse episode, because every Arrowverse episode is 42 minutes and something seconds long. This was 43 minutes and a couple seconds long, so it was a tad bit longer. The intro card was pretty cool. That each ever arrow they had throughout the arrow cycle, so that the first couple dark ones and the cool unique one from season 3, then they had the greener ones at the end. But there's so many fucking characters in this episode. There was originally going to be more, but due to character or actor schedules, they couldn't be in it. But like, Rory Reagan comes back, and he hasn't been seen since season 5. We see Emiko again at the funeral. We see Barry and Kara appear at the funeral. Due to him becoming Spectre, he brings back Mora back to life. He brings Quentin back to life. He brings Tommy back to life. And we see him. There's a flashback into 2014 where Slade's killing Mora. And we see Oliver save Mora's life. And apparently that was a deleted scene from the season 2 finale. It was like, what if I saved her life? What would that look like? And that wasn't aired. Or even wasn't even part of the deleted scenes on this fucking DVD I have right here. It's now canon that it's what actually happens legitimately, which is pretty cool. Thea and Roy are back. We see Talia al Ghul and Nis al Ghul talk for the first time throughout this entire series. We saw Talia throughout season 3 and throughout some other seasons. We saw Nissa from time to time again. We saw Mia as an adult talk to teenager William. Crazy, I don't. And we see Felicity come back. What other major characters do we see? Like, there's just so many characters from throughout the Arrowverse run we see in this episode. And apparently, there was going to have a Malcolm Merlin. We were going to have, Walter Steele. We were going to have Artemis. Or even Anatoly came back. Like, we were going to have so much of these characters, but the thing is, everyone said yes to come back, but due to the actors' schedules, they couldn't come back. And I would have actually loved to see Walter again, because last time we saw Walter was the beginning of season 3, right after Mora died, and seeing him again would have probably made it a lot better. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And it's like, thing is, this episode set up the events that led into Green Arrow the Canaries, because even though Green Arrow the Canaries is set in 2040, some of the events that happened in it are prior to Fade Out, because in Fade Out she knows about Crisis and everything. Or Sarah's in it again. The only character from Arrow that isn't in it, that should have been in it, was Ray. Like, he left, I think even after this episode came out on Legends, they should have brought him back, you know? Because Ray was a pretty prominent part throughout season 3. But as an average Arrow episode, not the best Arrow episode. However, the flashback sequences where he fights, and it's in one take, oh my fucking god, they're godly. I wish there was more fighting, but there wasn't. It was all story based. We fucking saw this meteor come out of the sky, see John fly. He should have died, to be fair, or even got knocked out. But that's where he gets his ring, you know. I knew he gets his ring some way. I don't know exactly when, but it happens in this episode. And it's referenced in Elseworlds, so even a year prior in Elseworlds, a year or more so actually, in Elseworlds, where Flash 90 says, John, where's your ring? And that references John Stewart. And we referenced beforehand in season 7 that his name was actually John Stewart, but Diggle is his. Oh, Stewart is his mother's name or his father's name? I don't fucking know. So, yeah, he's John Stewart. And, like, I don't know if they were planning that from the beginning, but having Diggle become John Stewart Green Lantern, it makes perfect fucking sense. I know we see Diggle again throughout. He was in Flash, season 6. He's in Superman and Lois. I think he appears in Supergirl, the final season. And I'm just hoping to have that Diggle character evolve through what I see, because Superman and Lois hasn't been cancelled, which is sick. Every other show has. Stargirl has. Flash has. Batwoman has. Black Lightning has. The only ones that weren't cancelled were Arrow and Supergirl. Supergirl, it wasn't necessarily cancelled. They didn't want to explore anything more after season 6, so that's fair enough. But it was going to get cancelled regardless of whether it ended on season 7 or like halfway through season 7. But there's shows that were cancelled after their final season came out, like Legends of Batwoman. But Black Lightning was cancelled in the middle of shooting, so they could do a final type episode. But yeah, that is Arrow. Still one of my favorite ever shows. Like, seeing the hitting the bullseye thing, seeing like current, like Stephen Amell and Katie Cassidy next to their younger selves, is such a weird thing because they look so young back then. And for me, it's only been a year seeing that, but still, it's still crazy to see. And yeah, it's still one of my favorite series. Like, sure, there's some characters I don't really like throughout, like Felicity and some other things, but I just love it. Like, I don't know how many times I'll rewatch it throughout my lifetime, or even with the other shows. Don't know how that will even work, watching it without the other shows. I know some people do it because they don't want to watch the other shows, and it's like watching the Avengers movies without watching any of the individual shows. Like, that's like only watching No Way Home and not watching Endgame. It doesn't really make sense. But like, yeah, I'll definitely. This Arrow and Flash are CW gold, like especially early seasons. Hopefully, season 8 of Flash I heard was good. Hopefully, season 9 is as good as season 8 Arrow. Because it's apparently they went down from 15 to 12 episodes or something. Hopefully, they do something amazing. I don't know what they did with Supergirl, because they finish off the thing in season 5 in the beginning of season 6, and they do its own new thing or whatever. But yeah, that's my review of the overall of Arrow. Yeah, Arrow. Like, sure, I really wanted to watch Smallville beforehand, but I'm glad I watched Arrow instead, because I'm probably going to watch Smallville after I get up to date, but I just like it. And also, I need to do the math. Because Smallville is 10 seasons long, right? But this Arrowverse as a whole, how many seasons of these shows have I watched? Okay. So, Arrow's 8. Flash is 6. Supergirl's 5. Legends. I don't remember. Legends 5? That was loud. Got my finger. Okay, so it is. Okay, do the math again with me. 8, arrow 8, 6, 5, 5. I watched 3 of Black Lightning. 1 of Batwoman. 1 of Constantine, because that counts. And I think that's it. And that totals me to 29 seasons I've watched. And that doesn't include the final 3 seasons of Flash, the final season of Supergirl, the final 2 seasons of Legends, the final 2 seasons of Batwoman, the final one of Black Lightning, all of Superman and Lois, all of Stargirl. That doesn't count that, but it's significantly less. So I'll definitely be up to date. Okay, so not including season 9 of Flash. So it's 2 more seasons of Flash plus 1 of Supergirl, 2 of Legends, 1 of Black Lightning, 2 of Batwoman, and now 3 of Stargirl, because it cancelled after 3 seasons. And now Superman and Lois is in it's just finished its 2nd season. So I have 13 more seasons to go to catch up properly up to date. So that's 42 seasons overall of the Arrowverse, plus the final one of Flashbacks at 43, then how many more seasons of Superman and Lois there are. I'm 29 done out of, including Flash season 9, 43. So let me do 43 divided by 29. Okay. But damn, it's a lot of Arrowverse shit. And the only reason why I watched Black Lightning is because I knew it was a DC show on the CW. That's the reason why I didn't watch Titans. That's the reason why I didn't watch Doom Patrol or Swamp Thing. I knew there were DC shows, but they weren't on that network. But they could have been like Supergirl and crossed over, but they never did. I don't think I'll ever watch Titans anytime soon, or Doom Patrol. I'm gonna watch Swamp Thing eventually, because I have it over there. And people say it's fucking amazing, and it was a shame it got cancelled, and they could have done stuff with Constantine, and they didn't. But yeah, anyways, I've been talking about Arrow and the Arrowverse as a whole for far too long. I enjoyed it. I still enjoy it a lot. I've said it again and again and again, but one of my favorite TV shows of all time. You know, people like. Sure, I haven't watched the series as a whole before, or even bought a series on DVD until Arrow. But it, like, I just like it. It's kind of upsetting or bittersweet, like how platinuming like one of your favorite games of all time, like how I platinumed Marvel Spider-Man, and how I feel after some of the other games I've got in store. Sure, I'll rewatch it eventually, but it's sad that it's just done. It's done now. And I'm so happy I got to do it. Because Arrow has been one of my favourite TV series of all fucking time. Now on to this game. Yeah, but imagine like waiting a week for new Arrow and seeing green arrows and waiting another week for Fade Out.
What?
I'm glad I watched these two episodes of Arrow after I completed like Batwoman, Legend, Supergirl, and Flash. I'm really glad I did. Because if I were to do it like officially with the release date, I would have watched it ages ago. And if I stayed in tune with it, I would have completed it. I would have watched Fade Out nearly 3 years ago now. Because it came out in like, what was it, February of 2020? And one of the cool things is that even though it was released at the beginning of 2020, it was not necessarily considered a COVID season. Because it was finished before COVID even hit. And I'm glad it didn't halt or anything. Because anything great about like Supergirl and any of the other shows just disappeared when COVID hit into play. Batwoman season 1 ended abruptly. Supergirl ended on a to be continued. Flash ended on a to be continued. Legends didn't, thank the Lord. Because apparently they shot like the beginning episodes of it before Crisis. Or they scripted it before Crisis. I don't know. But yeah, Ray should have been a part of Fade Out. Don't know why he wasn't. No, we dropped my charger. Fuck. That's like a mix of Felicity and Thea. The fuck? It's just a shame that like there's no mention of Ray at all being not in the series finale. What, Jim? Yeah, that's funny. Oh shit! I need to use this. Whoops. They started playing music. Fucking like at 10 on a Thursday. Who does that? I got all 6 things just like that. That was one of the quickest levels ever. So close. The depths. Now what did I just do? Oh, attack on and escape. Oh. I knew he was here, but I don't know how to get there.
Everything is awesome.
Alright. If I start at 8 tomorrow night, I can easily get complete bang, 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 bang. Wait, what? Bang, bang, bang. Okay. Get 5 levels done. Do all miscellaneous shit. And we should be good. That'll be annoying to do. chitty bang bang. Uh-oh. Chitty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang. Chitty chitty bang bang. I don't know if I closed the game probably. Probably. I don't know. Ah, end of an era. Also, with the ending of it being the final episode of Arrow, because Oliver Queen died in Crisis Episode 1, then he got resurrected as. Well, he got. His body got resurrected in a alternate Earth's Lazarus pit. And so they needed to redeem his soul, so they went to Earth 666 to get a purgatory card to get back into purgatory. So that's when he became Spectre and got resurrected as Spectre as opposed to Oliver Queen. So, he he dies officially in episode 4 of Crisis, and episode 5 is just like what it's like the world's like now. It's not the Supergirl episode. It's the Legends episode. I think it is. Maybe who knows. And it's also the no. Maybe it's the Flash episode. I don't know. Um. Also, it's like the first time ever in crossover event history where there's only like 3 legends that are in the entire crossover. Like Ray is in it. Sarah's a paragon, and Mick Rory's just. There's a different version of Mick Rory with a different version of different Earth's Wave Rider, but then we have the Mick Rory we know in the final episode, which is weird. But then we don't see any other character, which is quite well. No, we see Constantine, but then Constantine's a weird. He's not a Legends character. He went to Legends, but he was his own character. Then he was on Arrow. Then he wasn't in Arrowverse at all until season until Legends season like 3. That's what I was going to say. Since Oliver dies in Crisis, I mean, I knew he died in Crisis because it was everywhere. Like how when Iron Man dies in Endgame, it was everywhere. If you didn't watch it, you wouldn't know he would have died. Um, so it wasn't as emotional because I knew he died in episode 1. Um, but the thing is that Stephen Amell shot new footage in for the final episode, and people assumed thought like how, but then they did flashback sequences instead of flashbacks to Island days. No, they did flashbacks to year 1. They've done that before, and each time they've done it, it was fucking sick. I remember early on in Arrowverse days, as in like ages and ages ago. Like this is like when Flash just began early days, and like when season 3 just wrapped up. I was still hyped on Arrow. I liked what they did in season 3. What some people didn't. What I wanted, well, like, because season 4, well, season 3 of Arrow began late 2014, from what I believe, because season 1 of Arrow was 2012 2013, then 2 was 13 14, and 3 was 14 15. So that 14-15 mark was when Flash started. So season 1 of Flash, there was an episode, it's like episode 9 where he ran. Like, if you're watching Flash, you would have no idea. Like I did, but then I read somewhere. He went. He ran through a portal, then out another portal, and he was like, "I'm back." And Cisco was like, "Yeah, so quickly." And since I don't know, since CW didn't have the rights to name drop Supergirl yet, but like where he was gone was an episode of season 1 of Supergirl, and that did a crossover, canon crossover, two DC superheroes with two different services. And since that episode popped off, like that episode where Flash met Jimmy Olsen and Win, and he even met John Jones as Hank Henshaw. It's crazy. That's pretty crazy as crossover. But not only that, when season, like, since if this was 2015 and season 4 just started, we just had Supergirl and Flash together. Then right after we had Constantine showing up in Arrow season 4, which made the Constantine series that came out in early 2015, or late 2014, which one it was. Not only people thought it was like a Supergirl type situation, oh, it's a different Earth, blah blah blah. No, they made Constantine a part of the Arrowverse. It's set in the same universe. It's not a CW show. We don't hear references to like the Flash or Green Arrow or whatever, or Oliver Queen or any of the other cities. Fair enough, fine. But that was like the 2014-2015 era of Arrowverse, early days of it, were fucking amazing because of that reason. It made Supergirl and the Arrowverse, so Supergirl with Flash and Arrow, in the same like multiverse type spectrum. I mean, sure, yeah, everyone can say multiverse, everything's connected. But unless they do it, it cannot be. So now multiverse in the MCU is a thing. Like the MC, like you can say that the Raimi trilogy and the Web duology, they're MCU movies now. Like how we can say Supergirl season 1 and Constantine are Arrowverse shows. That's crazy. And like Matt Ryan's portrayal of Constantine was one of the best things. Like sure, I don't really know how comic Oliver Queen is, but Stephen Amell's Oliver Queen, one of the best things. Um, Grant Gustin's Barry Allen, amazing thing. Harrison Wells is a character. Each version of Harrison Wells are always fucking cool. Um, Joris is cool here and there, but then Matt Ryan's portrayal of Constantine is just one of the best things out of the entire Arrowverse. Sure, Charlotte Hoechling's a good Superman. Melissa Benoist is cool Supergirl. Um, like certain actors are certain cool characters, but then you have it's like how saying that Hugh Jackman is Wolverine undeniably. It's like that. Matt Ryan is Constantine. Sure, can have Keanu Reeves as Constantine. He works well as an American Constantine, but Matt Ryan is Constantine. If there should be any Constantine movie in like whether it be Arrowverse or DCU, he should play Constantine. Because he is the Constantine people wanted when the Constantine movie came out. But I'm pointing down there because I had the Constantine movie down there for fucking ages after I watched it. Even though it's out there now. So yeah, I'm gonna hop off. Gonna put this baby back into the spot I had for it. It used to be up there. It was up there for so long. Then I move it. Now move it over there with Supergirl. That's crazy. I bought this when Supergirl season 6 was still running, I think. And when Legends is still running. That's weird. Because I know. No, Supergirl season 6 just ended because it ended like mid last year, right? I fucking remember. But also something I just thought of is that it's weird to think about. I know the Arrowverse is big, right? And a lot of people know the Arrowverse. But every time I find out someone watched the Arrowverse, like someone I know is like, whoa, you know about it? It's happened a couple times. My mate from uni, Nathan, he's watched the entirety of the Arrowverse only once, the first season of Batwoman. He stopped after Crisis on Infinite Earths. And he finished the seasons after that, but he watched every season of Arrow. I'm like, holy shit. Damn. It's fucking, then when PewDiePie did that, trying to laugh meme review type thing of Supergirl is bad type thing, I was like, what the, PewDiePie knows about Supergirl? And sure, the annoying thing is that they only pick up on the bad CGI. Sure, the scene they were doing where, like, Sean's brother, blah blah blah. I thought that was a fake out scene when I watched it on the episode. It's like, to this day, I don't understand it. Anyways, Arrow will always hold a special place in my heart. Like, I wish you could watch TV shows like movies. Like, you can sit down and watch an entire season, but you can't because these seasons are not only are they 23 fucking episodes, they're all 42 minutes long. Season 1 is 933 minutes. So do the math. 933 minutes to hours. 933 minutes to hours. That's 15. That's 15 hours and 55 minutes. Wait, what? Let's do this. $950 minutes to hours. Okay. So basically 15 and a half hours will take you to watch this non-stop. Since it's 23 episodes, and I did 2 episodes a night, do the math, it would have taken me roughly 11 days. 11 days to get through this. Like, whenever I get the box set of Arrowverse, I'm gonna pull out my favorite seasons and just lay them down. Bang, bang, Flash 1, Flash 2, Arrow 5, Arrow 8. Is that Laurel? Yeah, I was never one to buy TV shows or even watch TV shows in an entirety growing up. And you just never did it. Like with even TV shows like Two and a Half Men and Friends and Big Bang Theory, you just watch the episodes on TV. And when they're on, you watch it. You don't watch the entire series. You don't pay attention to the canon. You just watch them because you like them. Yeah, I'm gonna hop off now. I've been rambling because I want to. Look, it's a crazy journey, and I'm glad it's taken this long. Sure, if I were to do it legitimately, released date, not even release date, just 1 episode a week. You realize how long that would take? 1 episode a week. That would take me 23 weeks. So, that would take me 56 weeks to get through the first 2 seasons. That's over a year. So, basically, if I did it like that, I'd be, I'd be only up to like early season 3 at best if I did 1 episode a week. That's crazy. That's crazy to think about. I'd be up to season 3 if I watched 1 episode a week. But the only upside about that is that I'll be hyped for it every single week to watch Arrow again and again and again. But still, that's crazy to think. I watched the entire series, but I would theoretically only be up to season 3 if I did 1 episode a week. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. 56 weeks. Because 52 weeks is in 1 year. And since I started it, was it September 10th? No, September 21st. Or September 20th, or whatever. I started it. Just imagine that though. If I watched 1 episode a week, like a release date, week by week, you know? Like, I would like within that week, I would watch the release of like, it'd be, because it was always was Arrow, then Flash. So it'd be Arrow, Flash, next week Arrow, Flash. Months down the road, Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, Arrow, Flash, Constantine. That'd be crazy. That would legit take years, and I mean years, to even get up to season 8. I think every season was 23. Maybe the second last one was 22. Three, three. Okay, so let me do the math. 23 times 5 times 20 plus 22 plus 22 plus 10. 23 times 5 plus 22 plus 22. Does that make sense? How's there 170 episodes in total? But 23. Oh, okay. So 170 weeks. 170 weeks to years. Holy shit. That's quicker than I thought it'd be. Like if I watched Arrow season 1 to 3, no, season 1 to 8, one episode a week, and there's 170 episodes all up, it would take me 3 years, about 3.25 years. That's crazy to think. It would take me 3 years to watch just this. And that doesn't factor in the rest of the 2020 season of Arrowverse. Anyways, I need to stop. I need to stop talking about Arrow. Sure, I'm excited because I just finished. I finished this series. It's taken me. Oh shit! Let me do this. Then I'll hop off. Okay. This is gonna be something that could break your brain. Maybe go into calculator again. 933 plus 936. This doesn't include all the seconds as well, does it? Plus 977. Jesus, this season was long ass. Plus 933. Plus 933 plus 933. Oh, that's shorter. Plus 892. Plus 892. Plus 408. So the entire Arrow show takes is 6,945 minutes long. So let me do the math on that. 6,945 minutes to hours. You know how before I said it was 15 hours just to get through one season? It's 115.75 hours. To days. $6,945 to days. Shit. Holy shit. That's so quick. That's way quicker than I thought it'd be. If you were to watch these 8 seasons of Arrow non-stop, it would take you 4.82 days. Not even 5 days. If you started on Monday exactly at midnight, you could finish this at like Friday 8, like Friday at like, I don't know, 8:30. That's crazy. Non-stop. Sure, that doesn't take into account you putting out the disc, putting it in, pressing play. But, or maybe you can just Netflix it. Bang, 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 bang. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. If someone were to binge it, they could finish it within 5 days. Still really quick. Or if you so if you do so 170 divided by 2, it's 85. So that would, it'd actually take you 100, if you were to watch 2 episodes a day, it would take you actually 85 days. As opposed to how I'm doing the entire Arrowverse, which has taken me, God knows how long. So that's 29 seasons compared to 8 seasons. Sure. That's crazy. Like, if someone can binge it, they can do it within 5 hours. And if someone does 2 episodes a day, they can do it in 85 days. But then if someone does 1 episode a day, they do 170 days. But then if someone were to watch it week by week, it would take you like 3.5 years. But then if it includes all the breaks, that'd be up to like properly like 8 years. That's fucking crazy. Anyways, I need to get off. I'm rambling about this. Doing the math, that's crazy. That's absolute, like this is 8 years, nearly a decade of like a film crew's life to make this series, and someone out there could just do it all within 5 days. Sure, like they would not get the full story due to each like crossover event, and like how the Flash is running alongside this, and now Supergirl and Legends, and now Batwoman and Black Lightning and Constantine are beside it. But yeah, this is exciting stuff. Anyways, bye bye. I've been talking too much.